the macabre, where reality blurs with nightmares. This is the Paramurder Cast, where the unseen becomes the unforgettable. Now to your hosts, Dave, Daniel, and CJ. Let the horrors begin.
All right, Skinwalkers. That's what this one's covering. I'm CJ.
I'm David.
And I'm Daniel.
And boy, we got a juicy one today. Skinwalkers, very popular.
I love Skinwalkers, man.
Not to be confused with werewolves.
Yeah, we'll cover those separately.
But different.
Closely aligned.
Yes, closely aligned. I believe Skinwalkers could be werewolves. Werewolves cannot be Skinwalkers.
Oh, that's a fun way to look at it.
I didn't actually think of it that way. So,
Werewolves a beast.
Yeah, they're all part of like the cryptid.
Love a good cryptid.
They both change from human form to animal form. It's not bad, actually.
Let's hop into it, guys. Excited.
Actually, I'm going to start us off then with our weekly question, man. That one actually did really good on episode 1. Everybody actually liked the weekly question.
We got a question already?
Well, just the one that I'm going to make up from week to week. So I'm just going to come up with something good to ask you guys and then hear your opinion on it. Like we discussed in episode 1 about if you think a serial killer is made or born. For this one, I figured I'd just keep it light, and it actually falls right into where you were talking about cryptids. So I just wanted to get everybody's opinion. What is your favorite cryptid?
Ooh. I love the Wendigo because I'm always hungry.
The Wendigo. That's
Wendigo.
a good choice.
Man.
You got a favorite cryptid, CJ?
Well, I don't want to be like, here's the thing. One of the best supernatural episodes ever is the Wendigo episode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Stolen. You gotta have a new favorite cryptid.
And he just came up right from under me, man.
I'll go second then. Mine's pretty easy. Bigfoot. Big fan of Bigfoot. That's an easy one for me, man. I know that one's the stereotypical answer, but...
Would you say you have a Bigfoot fetish?
Yeah. I absolutely have a Bigfoot fetish.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't really think of one. I'm not that too versed in cryptids. This is a learning podcast for me just as much as everybody else.
That's true, man.
I'm a bit of a skeptic on everything.
I'll share a Wendigo with you, CJ. Don't worry.
All right.
I think you guys can have the same one. If you both like Wendigos, it's a very easy one.
They do be snacking.
And you kill them with fire.
Oh, really? I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
he knows
their
more about
weakness.
Wendigos than me.
Fire. You got a ton of cryptids, man. You got like Nessie. Nessie's a cryptid, right?
Nobody really likes Nessie, though. Like, imagine Nessie being your favorite cryptid.
Uh-oh.
There's a ton of people that like Nessie.
Can't say that on the internet.
I'll die on this hill.
You'll die on that hill. You don't like Nessie?
There's
There's people that live up like north of us in Ohio towards the major lakes that actually search for Nessie like all year round and stuff.
Yeah, I just feel like Wendigos and Skinwalkers have much more interesting stories compared to something that I feel like is most likely a hoax of a log in a river.
Do they know that you're not going to find Nessie in the Great Lakes?
Oh, they search everywhere, man.
Got to go to Loch Ness.
Yeah,
That's why it's the Loch Ness Monster.
Well, I mean, I think there's been reports though of like Nessie being in all kinds of bodies of water. Loch Ness is like the old school.
Well, just being realistic, if it was something that does exist that we rarely see, such like a giant squid or something like that, there's going to be more than one.
Yeah,
Like there wouldn't just be one Bigfoot stomping around all over America unless that boy's just running around like Forrest Gump.
I love
I
Bigfoot,
guess.
man. Like that would be something I would 100% if we ever got like enough flow of money to spend on the podcast going on. I'd love to go and stay somewhere where there's reports of Bigfoot and just have like a couple of days, man.
You know that theory that you hear Bigfoot knocking in the woods? I remember seeing that Bigfoot show, and I'm always thinking, what if there's just other Bigfoot hunters like 200 meters away banging on trees? And then the other Bigfoot hunters hear it thinking they're hearing Bigfoot, so they're banging on trees. And then the other guy's 200 meters away. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I'm sure that's happened 100%. It's had to have happened, right? I mean, they take out big groups to those. But I mean, we'll get to some pretty cool out in the woods shit, man. I mean, there's some good feral people stuff that I got in the works as well too. I mean, I'm probably 20 or 30 episodes ahead of us right now, like planning stuff.
Good.
So, and feral people is definitely one of them I want to cover. So,
Well, I'm right here. I'm awfully feral myself. My mother's name's Feral.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
What's her first name, Will?
Cheryl.
Cheryl Farrell?
Cheryl Farrell. Don't make fun of my mother.
That's pretty close.
Farrell Cheryl.
Farrell Cheryl. Yeah, that might actually work.
All right. Well, I guess we should probably hop into it, guys.
Let's get on into it, man.
All right. So the Skinwalkers, or naaldlooshii, which is the Navajo term for skinwalker, are a mysterious and feared presence in Native American folklore, specifically among the Navajo tribe. They are humans who possess the ability to transform into animals, most commonly wolves, coyotes, or other creatures. The origin of these shape-shifting beings can be traced back to an ancient tribal legends and stories passed down through generations, serving as cautionary tales and reminders of the dangers lurking in the shadows. Dangers in the shadows.
So I definitely wanted to make it like a point for us to cover the fact that it's a old Navajo.
Yes, the Native Americans across all tribes have very interesting stories.
Well, you see so many episodes on Skinwalkers, and they never actually cover that's a Navajo thing. They always cover, pop culture and new culture of Skinwalkers.
I'm fairly certain that other tribes have other tales very similar to this. While this may be the main contributing tribe, I feel like when I think of Skinwalkers, I feel like more northern than where the Navajo were mainly at.
Yeah, I'd definitely look into it. I actually don't know if there's any other tribal beliefs amongst other tribes of Skinwalkers. I'm sure there is.
Because there's stories of Skinwalkers up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of Alaskan tribes don't like talking about these kind of things.
Yeah.
They feel like it's bad juju just to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the Inuits.
According to legend, Skinwalkers are born from dark magic and supernatural powers, often acquired by committing heinous acts such as murder or betraying one's tribe. Once a person becomes a Skinwalker, they must follow a strict set of rituals and rules to maintain their power. These rituals often involve wearing the skin of the animal they wish to transform into, as well as performing various incantations and spells. Some stories even suggest that Skinwalkers must consume the flesh of the animal they transform into, further cementing their connection to the creature's spirit. The transformation process is said to be painful and traumatic, with the Skinwalker's body contorting and twisting as they take on the form of their chosen animal. Once transformed, they are granted incredible speed, strength, and agility, along with heightened senses and the ability to communicate with other animals. However, this process comes at great cost, as Skinwalkers are often plagued by insatiable hunger and a deep, almost animalistic rage that drives them to commit acts of violence and terror.
Consumption of flesh. That's actually something I find interesting. So, because you hear most Skinwalkers are wolves? Isn't that the most common one?
Yeah, wolves, coyotes.
Yeah, like a beast with shorter arms and like a dog head, which is like another one.
Or even just strange amalgamations of flesh sometimes often get lumped into Skinwalker stories.
Why they get confused with werewolves a lot.
So I guess that's like the most readily available animal to consume. Or you had to, betray your tribe.
That's how the Animorphs did it, didn't it? You guys remember Animorphs?
No, they got their powers from being touched by an alien.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it's a pretty old callback for me, too.
Did you just get hit with nostalgia with Animorphs?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last time I remember watching Animorphs, man.
You watched Animorphs?
Yeah.
I read the books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tobias, the hawk guy.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot they were books, too, weren't they?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they were popular amongst elementary school children.
That would have been during my era of Goosebumps, I think.
Yeah.
So, and I was heavily obsessed with Goosebumps.
So, Animorphs, Skinwalkers or not?
Nah.
Nah.
They're
not evil.
They're just a bunch of kids that got touched by aliens. They didn't eat nobody.
Anyway, Skinwalkers are considered evil witches in Native American mythology, capable of causing great harm to those who cross their path. They possess the power to read minds, control other animals, and kill with a single touch. Some stories even suggest that Skinwalkers are capable of stealing the faces of their victims, making them almost impossible to detect. This ability to mimic human voices and appearances makes it difficult for their victims to identify them, allowing Skinwalkers to move undetected among the unsuspecting population. There are ways to protect oneself from Skinwalkers, however. One popular method is the use of sacred herbs and plants, such as sage, cedar, and sweetgrass, which are believed to have protective properties. These plants are often burned during rituals or hung in doorways and windows to ward off evil spirits and keep Skinwalkers at bay. Another method is to avoid looking directly into the eyes of a suspected Skinwalker, as it is said that they can hypnotize their victims with their gaze, rendering them helpless and vulnerable to attack.
Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah, the whole mimicking of humans, man. I was trying to find the story to put it in here, but I couldn't find it. The story of the Skinwalker in the prison, man, is still one of the most terrifying experiences I've heard of somebody dealing with a Skinwalker. There was a guy that went over being released from prison, and the prison he was in, like, prisoners were just dying overnight, and some of them were actually just disappearing. And the guy was actually talking about how there was a Navajo tribe member that was actually incarcerated at the same time as him, and that guy was talking about how it was a Skinwalker that was loose in the prison, because there's so much misery and it's such an easy feeding ground for the Skinwalkers that it was living there and just feeding off of the prisoners. And then the guy talks about when he goes to leave, like, the Navajo guy is just, like, not himself. Like, he's out of his gullet and he's just kind of fucking staring off into space. And the guy was like, man, I wonder if it got to him. So I think that's a creepy one, man. If he could just mimic and live amongst somebody in a prison, just pick them off one at a time.
Oh, yeah. That would be horrifying to think about.
I thought of something horrifying while reading that.
What?
The safest people from Skinwalkers,
Blind people?
autistic people, don't make eye contact.
Oh, yeah. It was like that. What was that movie, Bird Box? Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bird Box. Where
I didn't even think of blind people.
Yeah, I was like 3 seconds into the movie before I spoiled it from everybody. I'm like, where are all the blind people at, man? Wouldn't they be immune to this whole thing? And then it comes to the end, and I'm like, well, oops.
It's crazy because, like a lot of people say, looking into the eyes of a wild animal is often a challenge amongst a lot of predators.
Oh, that is true. I didn't think about that.
Did you hear the story about the lady who watched a gorilla growing up at a zoo, and she made eye contact with him every single day? And then he got pissed off. There's some kids throwing rocks or something into his enclosure, and he leapt the 12 or 14 foot gap. Didn't attack the kids. Went looking for this woman and beat the shit out of her.
Ooh.
I think I did read about that.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. Yeah, so, some things take it personal. What's the other mythological creature that controls you by just looking in your eyes? What's the other term for a genie?
A djinn?
A djinn, yeah. Djinn. You can't look in their eyes, right? Am I right thinking that? I thought they were the other one where they can control you with a gaze.
I don't know. And you could pronounce it genie or jinn either way. You can spell it the way they do in Aladdin.
Yeah.
Or you can spell it DJINN and still pronounce it genie.
Yeah. No, I still prefer calling it a djinn. I just couldn't remember right off the top of my head. But I think theirs was said that they can control you. Like they have bright blue eyes or whatever, and they can control you with their gaze.
You're thinking of supernatural jinn.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, Supernatural did cover a lot of stuff that was mythos, you know what I mean? So like blue eyes were still a thing.
Yeah. Let's get back into it. In addition to their supernatural abilities, Skinwalkers are also known for their cunning and devious nature. They are said to be master manipulators, capable of using their powers of illusion and deception to lure unsuspecting victims into their traps. Some stories even suggest that Skinwalkers can possess the bodies of their victims, controlling their actions and thoughts from within. One of the most famous Skinwalker legends involves a young Navajo boy who stumbled upon a group of Skinwalkers performing a sinister ritual deep in the forest. The boy was able to escape the clutches of the Skinwalkers, but not before they cursed him with the ability to transform into a wolf at will. From that day forward, the boy was forced to live a life of isolation and fear, constantly struggling to control his newfound powers and keep them hidden from the rest of his tribe. You're just walking around in the forest, get cursed, and then you got to worry about killing your friends and family.
Yeah, that's like kind of like a callback sort of to the werewolves again, though.
Well, we know the Navajo are going to come before the mythos of a werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder how much of like Navajo Skinwalker turned into werewolf.
I feel like werewolves pulled a lot from Skinwalkers.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I wonder if it fed that mythos, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about people that didn't necessarily write things down. A lot of it's like oral tradition. You know, it gets passed down, branches off into probably different tribes and different groups of the Navajo and gets embellished in different ways.
And I know
Kinda
like
like a
the
big game
early
of telephone.
settlers days, like you got to imagine like a lot of the early settlers are getting some of that fear mongering from like the Navajo, right?
Oh, for sure.
They're hearing about the story and then going out and seeing it. And
Because they're off in a whole new world, technically, and they've already conquered all the barbarians and everything by the time they got to America. So dealing with a whole group of tribal people is probably a whole rigmarole. Well, we know actually for a fact it was a very big rigmarole.
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 Let's roll right on into the next story. Another popular tale tells the story of a powerful Skinwalker who terrorized a small Navajo village for years, killing and devouring its inhabitants one by one. The villagers, desperate for a solution, turned to a wise medicine man who was said to possess the power to defeat a Skinwalker. After many months of preparation and ritual, the medicine man was finally able to confront the Skinwalker in a fierce battle that lasted for days. In the end, the medicine man emerged victorious, banishing the Skinwalker from the village and restoring peace to the land. Despite their fearsome reputation, Skinwalkers are also sometimes portrayed as misunderstood creatures, driven to their dark path by personal tragedy or a desire for revenge. In some stories, Skinwalkers are shown to have complex inner life, struggling with their own monstrous nature and terrible acts they are forced to commit. The story of Skinwalkers is a rich and complex tale from Native American folklore, filled with intrigue, horror, and mystery. While the existence of these shape-shifting creatures remains a matter of debate, their legend continues to captivate the imaginations of those who hear their stories and serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring power of myth and legend. That boy probably, struggled.
I imagine.
I think it'd be cool, though. 10 out of 10 would shift into a wolf again. I mean, that's just my opinion, but...
I'm going to go buy some sage and cedar and hang it up the fucking doorway and you can get the fuck out.
You don't think it'd be cool to be able to shapeshift, man?
Well, doesn't it...
I think it would be cool to shapeshift like Mystique from X-Men. I don't think it'd be cool to shapeshift like a Skinwalker.
Oh, yeah. Change your whole skeletal structure.
Well, that's like another
Placement
good
of your
question, then.
organs. That sounds horribly painful.
We talked about favorite cryptid. Out of all the things that can change humans, what thing would you shift into? Mine would absolutely be vampires. Like if any mythological creature or being, of the ones that are said to change, you got like what? Werewolves, vampires, skinwalkers.
There's like an unlimited list.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say there's a ton.
I'd probably go for werewolf. I think it'd be fun to run around, howl at the moon in the middle of the night.
Little bark at the moon action.
Be a little doggo. I'll be the goodest boy.
Probably a Naga.
A Naga?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool too. Vampires are like my favorite, man.
Yeah, vampires are super speed, got super strength. Naga, it's got fucking magic, dude.
That's 100% an episode I'm going to go pretty ham on, man. It's
I'm going to be
vampires.
a wizard. A Naga wizard.
Naga wizard, dude.
Yep.
That's a good question, though. Like I said, I still think it's pretty cool that they can shapeshift, man.
Think you're so cool with your Naga wizard? Well, I'd be a werewolf wizard. How about that?
Werewolves don't have magic.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'd shapeshift into a magical werewolf.
I smell a mythological fight coming on, man. All right, so let's get into some of these stories, though, I found from the internet, man. I try to do my best to look around and find some good, interesting stories. There's so many of them out there, man. It's so hard to go through them all. I mean, you got ones that are, of course, made up, but then you have ones that are accounted from people talking about their experiences of what they believe they ran into a skinwalker. I tried my best to kind of shift some of these stories to more of a first-person view. There's 3 of them here at the end.
All right, so our first story comes from the Reddit user Neptune420. Like that name, sounds like a very trustworthy source. I was sitting beside my father in our pickup truck, the only employee of a small delivery service. Our destination was Window Rock, Arizona, on the Navajo reservation, where we were tasked with delivering a package. My father's Navajo friend, Travis, and his girlfriend accompanied us on this trip, as Travis had family in Window Rock he hadn't seen in years. We spent an uneventful day in Window Rock, taking in the sights, including the impressive rock formation that gave the town its name. As we began our journey back home, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie glow over the landscape. My father and I led the way, with Travis and his girlfriend following closely behind in their truck. As we drove along the old highway, a recent rain had left the road slick and treacherous, forcing us to slow our pace. On the other side of the road, towering sandstone cliffs loomed, while on the other, a vast field stretched out, separated from the road by a small barbed wire fence. As we neared the top of a hill, our headlights illuminated a massive creature sitting in the middle of the road, its back to the cliffs. At first, we thought it was a large dog, but as we approached, it became clear this was no ordinary animal. My father radioed Travis. "Hey, see that big dog?" Travis's panicked voice crackled through the speakers. "That's not a dog! Speed up and hit it now!" His voice was filled with terror, and he continued to plead, "Hit it! Please! Hit that fucking thing right now!" My father accelerated, and as we drew closer, the creature's true form came into focus. It was covered in wiry, matted fur, stained with what appeared to be dried blood. Its face was a grotesque, twisted mix of human and animal features, as if it were in constant pain. Despite its size, the creature maintained eerily still, facing the cliffs. As our headlights finally reached it, the creature slowly turned its head, locking eyes with us. Its face was a monstrous blend of bear and human features, a grotesque visage that seemed to embody pure malevolence. The creature was enormous, its shoulders nearly reaching the hood of our truck as it continued to sit on its haunches. We were mere inches away from colliding with the creature when it let out a blood-curdling scream, a sound like someone drowning, and launched itself backward, landing on the other side of the barbed wire fence. With another powerful leap, it vanished from sight. Travis's voice came over the radio once more. "Holy shit! Keep driving! We have to get out of here! We have to go faster!" His terror was contagious, and we sped down the highway, desperate to escape whatever it was we had encountered. As we neared the outskirts of Gallup, a police officer pulled us over. Travis, in his panic, pulled over as well, causing the Navajo officer to become increasingly alarmed. He demanded to know why Travis had felt the need to stop with us, and Travis replied, "We just saw a Skinwalker a few miles back, and it's following us." The officer's face went ashen, and he muttered something about a verbal warning before quickly getting back into his car and speeding away. We arrived home shaken and afraid, and Travis insisted that we take a Navajo totem with us to ward off the Skinwalker. The encounter with the creature, which Travis called a Skinwalker, was a chilling reminder of the powerful beliefs and legends that permeate the Navajo culture. The fear and urgency in Travis's voice and the reaction of the Navajo police officer underscored the danger that such beings were believed to pose.
That's freaky, man. I would hit it, dude. If you seen something like that in the middle of the road, do you think you're going to slow down?
You think you're going to do anything to it?
I certainly wouldn't slow down. I wouldn't want to hit it unless I absolutely had to.
I mean, fucking bear Skinwalker?
You would ruin your vehicle.
I hit a deer going 40 and it did $8,000 of damages in my car. So,
I mean, it's easy for
I
Travis
don't know, man.
to
Did you hit
volunteer.
your brakes?
no, I didn't hit my brakes. I didn't even fucking see it.
Well, we got Travis volunteering his, friend to hit it. I don't think Travis was volunteering to hit it with his truck.
The question is was it a Mack truck or was it just like a pickup truck? If it was a Mack truck, it'd probably, if it's got the bars on the front, you might be able to bounce that thing a few hundred feet if you're going fast enough.
Yeah, it said they were making a delivery, so it's probably a bigger truck, I would hope.
But if it's like big $800,000 semi or, just like a $200,000 box truck, that's another difference too.
I think it depends on your insurance provider, which one covers Skinwalkers. You got acts of God, you got vehicle accidents.
That's the only thing I've ever had happen. Act of God, tree fell on my car.
Yep.
Damn it.
That's why I was bringing it up.
Yeah.
Do you know if you got cryptid coverage?
I don't know, man.
Like, what if you slam into Bigfoot?
I don't know, dude. We'll find out, man. I'm telling you, dude, if something's in the middle of the road like that, dude, if it ain't moving, I'm hitting it.
Well, what if you hit it, disable your car, and then it keeps moving?
Then we're fucked, right?
I just got to run faster than you guys.
That's what I said, man. I'm probably always the first guy that dies in the movie. If you put us three in a horror movie, man, I'm probably the first guy that dies. 100%. But I'm hitting it. So
I like to say I won't hit it, but if I clipped it a little bit, I'd probably run it over like I did that mailbox.
Oh, man. So you guys like that first story?
I do.
That's
I really
pretty
like the Navajo officer part. Like, I feel like that does add.
Like validates it, right?
Yeah.
Why'd you pull over too? There's a fucking Skinwalker. Verbal warning, guys. Get the fuck out of here.
Let's go. Everybody out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
Scram!
Officer leaves the scene before the guys do.
Yeah, that validates the shit out of it, man. I know if I'm with some Navajo people, dude, and the cop bounces when we were just speeding, I'm getting out of there too. I'm gonna take that legit and I'm bouncing, man. Give me all the totems, boy.
It would have been even better if the cops were like, all right, we're going to go 120. You guys stay on my ass.
Oh yeah, just escorted them out of there. That'd be pretty dope. Yeah, I'd be freaking out at that point in time, dude. That cop said no, dude. He skeeted out, dude. He was like, I'm getting out of here. He's after y'all, man. I ain't being around y'all, man. That's a smart cop right there. All right, well, let's get into this second story, man. This one's pretty good too. I enjoy it. So this one comes from Reddit as well. This is on the No Sleep. I've always been a skeptic. Ghosts, aliens, monsters. They were all just stories to me. But after what I experienced in the Southwest, my perspective on the unknown has been forever altered. I was on a road trip with my best friend Jake. we had decided to take a detour through the Navajo reservation in Arizona, mainly because of the scenic beauty and the rich history of the area. We had heard tales of skinwalkers, but we laughed them off. They were just myths, right? Our first day on the reservation was uneventful. We visited a few local spots, interacted with some of the locals, and set up camp near a canyon. As night fell, we sat around our campfire, sharing stories and enjoying the serenity of the desert. Around midnight, Jake decided to turn in. I stayed up, mesmerized by the stars. The Milky Way stretched across the sky, and I felt a profound sense of peace. That is, until I heard it. A low, guttural growl echoed across the canyon. I froze, thinking it might be a coyote or a mountain lion. But then I heard a voice. It was distorted, as if someone was speaking through a broken radio, but it was unmistakably Jake's voice. "Come here," it beckoned. I turned to our tent. Jake was sound asleep. The voice called out again, this time from the opposite direction. I grabbed a flashlight and shone it towards the source. What I saw will haunt me forever. Standing on a ridge was a figure. It looked like a man, but its limbs were elongated and its eyes glowed a sickly yellow. It wore tattered clothing, and its skin was molted gray. But the most disturbing part was its face. It was Jake's face. I stumbled back, my heart racing. The creature mimicked Jake's voice again. "Come here." It took a step towards me, its movements jerky and unnatural. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. Looking down, I saw a deep scratch, blood oozing out of it. The creature had marked me. I bolted to the tent, shaking Jake awake. "We gotta get out of here now," I hissed. As we sped away in our car, I glanced in the rearview mirror. The creature stood in the middle of the road watching us, its yellow eyes glowing in the darkness. We didn't stop driving until we reached the nearest town. We checked into a motel, and I spent the night researching skinwalkers. The legend said that they were witches who could take the form of animals or people, using their voice to lure victims. The next few nights were restless. I'd wake up to that same distorted voice calling my name, and the scratch on my arm seemed to burn and throb. It was clear that the creature had not only marked me, but was now haunting my every move. Jake and I decided to consult a local Navajo elder. He told us that by interacting with the Skinwalker, I had inadvertently invited it into my life. The only way to rid myself of its torment was to confront it and perform a purification ritual. With heavy hearts, we returned to the reservation. The confrontation with the Skinwalker was terrifying, but with the elder's guidance, we managed to complete the ritual. The haunting ceased, but the scars, both physical and emotional, remain. The Southwest is beautiful, but it holds secrets that are beyond comprehension, and I'll never set foot on the Navajo reservation again. To all of you reading this, please, be careful when you venture into the unknown territories. Some legends are rooted in truth, and some nightmares are very, very real.
Ooh.
Got marked by a skinwalker. What I'm interested to learn or to find out is what happened in the ritual.
I don't know. He didn't put it in there.
He said they managed to complete the ritual, but he was supposed to confront the skinwalker. Did he have to see the skinwalker again?
I don't know.
Well, we know it didn't have to eat his friend to take his face.
Yeah, it says they can mimic your voice and your face, and I don't know. I would freak out, man. If I was out camping, dude, and then turned around and seen one of you guys on like a hilltop saying, "Hey, man, come here," and then I turn around and you guys are sleeping.
I don't know if it'd do anything, but first off, I go camping, I'm bringing a gun, and I see something. I'm sorry, dude, but it might just be you dehydrated or something. But if I see your face and you don't look like you, shooting.
Well, that's kind of scary because it reminds me of some of my almost sleep paralysis stories, like how oftentimes it's mostly from the waist up. I remember one time needing to go to the bathroom and I couldn't speak or move my arms, but I could walk, and I'm standing there in front of the bathroom door. And I'm like, I don't want to just stare at my girlfriend in case she wakes up and sees me lurking over her.
Well, did you look in the mirror to see the demon over your shoulder?
No. So instead, I'm like facing the door, and I'm like, well, I don't think that helps much either because I'm just Blair Witching.
Much worse.
I'm just Blair Witching at the bathroom door.
Because at least if she wakes up and sees you, she can see your face.
Yeah, bro. Stay downstairs.
So like
if
I
you ever
imagine
do that.
So I imagine we're camping and I got sleep paralysis and I'm just standing outside your guys' tent, just fucking weird posture, not moving and not responding and just staring.
If you get sleep paralysis, you walk up the stairs. I see you. I'm pushing you down those stairs.
I doubt I
It's
would walk
fucking
up the
happening.
stairs. If I did get up, I've had it so many times to where it doesn't really bother me or scare me anymore. So if I did need to go anywhere, it would be the bathroom to take
You need
a
an
piss.
exorcism.
I could need an exorcism. It could be the demons.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky, man. If you're just up walking and you can't move from like your waist up.
Sometimes I'm able to move my legs. It's like I'm able to move my legs before I'm able to. It's like it's like starts at the bottom and goes up, like what I'm able to regain control of.
And you'll stand up and walk.
So I'll be able to stand up and walk, but I won't be able to I won't have like any movement in my arms. My vocal cords seem to be completely paralyzed. Either that, I don't know. For all I know, I'm completely deaf and don't hear anything. And maybe I'm just sitting there screaming loudly and I just can't hear it.
Wow.
Or you're still asleep and you're lucid dreaming.
Could be.
I don't know, man. If I come down these fucking steps and he's just standing up, dude, some fucking grunge type shit staring at a fucking wall. And
Well, if I'm able to walk, I'll probably scuttle away in like embarrassment. So I don't, because I know like if I woke up and I saw somebody just fucking lurking over there and I'm like, how you doing? And they're just not responding and moving. Or if they just like turn and face the wall
He's
like
got
the
the
Blair
hair
Witch
for the
Project.
grudge shit.
Well, I know he had a bout of it like the other day. I went to go to work and he was like, yeah, I tried to say hello, but he was like stuck. So he said
Yeah,
he couldn't say anything.
I've only had it one time since I've been here.
And that's
Fucking
when,
creepy.
that's when I went to work, right? And you said you couldn't say
I
hi.
don't know if it was you or CJ coming in because I think I was facing away. But like I remember like trying to roll over and say, hey, have a good day, or welcome home, or even wave. And I just couldn't move and I just sat here and I'm like, oh no, sleep paralysis. Great. Well, I'm just going back to fucking sleep.
I've only had it one time and I passed back out. And it's been a long time since I remember having it. But I do remember waking up and being like, oh, I'm awake. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I was like, nope,
Yep.
I'm not going nowhere. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I just remember being like, all right, I guess I'll just fucking lay here for a few more minutes. And I fell back asleep, luckily. But I didn't have any like, a lot of people with sleep paralysis talk about seeing shit or.
I've never seen anything that wasn't there. But the first few times it was absolutely the most horrifying thing I've ever experienced. But once I've experienced it probably 4 or 5 times, I'm just like, I sure hope I don't piss myself. Because I gotta pee and I can't move and I'm going back to sleep.
Well, the moral of the story here, man, is you better not fucking do it when we're out camping. Because if so, CJ's going to put a few in you.
Well, if I'm in a tent, it's going to be kind of hard to unzip the tent.
You can be stuck in the sleeping bag.
We just
Be
see
a
him,
little cocoon.
You'll just see
see
my
him
tent
rolling down
bouncing
the hill, dude, in the fucking tent. Just
he'll be moving like an earthworm because he can't.
That'd be one
Can't
way to
unzip
little
it,
shimmy,
baby.
little shimmy.
just inching it.
I can.
Oh man,
It's kind of like that. It's like the Kill Bill thing where it's like where she's laying there paralyzed, like wiggle your big toe, and that's kind of like what I go through when I wake up with sleep paralysis.
trying to tell yourself to move something.
Yeah, it's like I'm just like it's like one thing at a time. Let's try to wake myself up. What I really want is to see like if somebody could just slap the shit out of me and fucking snap me out of it. But at the same time,
Well, that's gonna happen.
I don't
if
want
you're
people-
standing down here, just fucking staring into the kitchen, and I walk down
if
here
I'm
and
just
you
like
don't respond.
if I just look like I'm not moving or if I'm like twitching funny, yeah, try to fucking shake me awake or see if I could try to snap me out of it. I would appreciate.
I'll
the
push you and
experiment.
run, dude, because I tried to.
I'll go.
Yeah, I tried to fucking wake up Nakaya once, man. He was sleepwalking. And I went in there and was like, I didn't know he was sleepwalking. And I was just like, hey, you getting a drink? And I touched his shoulder, dude, and he freaked the fuck out. So, I mean, I'm never doing that. I'm going to push you a little bit and I'm going to run away.
I don't think I'll freak out. I think it's kind of like it's sort of similar to sleepwalking, but it's like I'm a little bit more like I'm conscious, but my body's mostly asleep.
Now, I used to sleepwalk really heavy.
He'll be
do.
facing the way in there. He'll have someone coming down the stairs, and I'll slowly be turning.
Yeah.
It'll be so much worse.
My mom said when I was like, I think I was like 12, they were all downstairs, like having a get together. And she said, I just come walking down the steps butt naked at like 12 years old. And my grandma was like, Daniel, put some clothes on. And she said, I just walked past everybody butt naked. And so she had to go wake me up. And I didn't freak out, right? Like Nakai is the only person I've seen that kind of like swung and felt around when he got woke up. But my mom just kind of woke me up, and she said she walked me back by with just like a hand on my shoulder, like, go back up the steps, kind of guiding me. And my grandma was like, why don't you put some clothes on? And I was like, you ain't never seen a penis before, Grandma? And just walked up the steps and went back to sleep.
Maybe it was a skinwalker walking around, stole your penis.
No, that's not cool.
Anyway.
Let's get into the next story.
Let's get into the next
The
story,
skinwalker
guys.
steals my penis.
Wow.
It better have some meat.
You saying it could survive for months on your penis?
Just saying. Put out a good word for me, dude.
All right.
Have it dangled to the knees or something. Something to really impress people.
That's a hung skinwalker, boy.
Damn, Dave's meated up, dude. Look at him.
Damn, David. Anyway, this next story, credit goes to CVLTnation.com. I was spending a month with my cousins at my grandma's house. It was August, and my cousins' ages ranged from 10 to 15, and I was the oldest, being 15. I was staying with a 10, 13, and 14-year-old. We stayed up telling scary stories often. But one night a few weeks in, we decided to make a campfire out back. My grandma's house is in a rural suburb. The neighbors aren't too far when you're driving down the road to her house, but in the backyard, it's thick forest with man-made paths through. Each house is on a hill, so only part of the basement was actually underground. That isn't important until later, though. So, we're towards the east side of her yard in a smallish patch of open land. You couldn't see the neighboring yards from there, and there was probably 3/4 of a mile to each side of us that would belong to my grandma. It was maybe 11 at night, and we were playing truth or dare after telling scary stories, and my 14-year-old cousin dared me and the 13-year-old to go walk through the paths for 10 minutes or so. I said yes right away, as I wasn't easily scared and rather level-headed, but my younger cousin was a bit more hesitant. We didn't bring a flashlight because it wasn't pitch dark yet, and we could see enough to not die. We were walking through the paths for about 5 minutes and could barely see the fire through the trees when we decided to turn. In the middle of the path was a large dog-like creature, hunched over, with its front hands an inch from the ground. What I remember most was how its eyes were so fucking bright white. And it was a humanoid dog-shaped, with a human-like head, but a dog-like body, but human hands and feet. It looked right at us, and I knew I was paralyzed with fear as it dashed away the opposite way from us, towards a creek that ran through the yard. Eventually, my cousin and I screamed bloody effing murder, and the other cousins at my grandma ran to us. I don't remember much here because I was really disoriented and I couldn't think properly, but I did wake up in bed, so I assume that I was brought up to the house. All the kids slept in the basement, in a big room with sliding glass doors to the outside, as the room was on the side that wasn't underground. My bed was pressed against a big glass window, and I could see my cousins playing outside down below. The house is in Michigan, so it gets slightly chilly, even at the end of August. And there was a slight breeze, so I put on a jacket and ran to join them outside, skipping breakfast, not wanting to miss out on anything fun. When I got down, I couldn't tell they weren't playing, but rather running to get my grandma. Her dogs, both of them, were dead, ripped up. That night we went to bed early. I woke up at maybe 2 a.m. because I felt something hit my head. My cousins were all sitting on the double bed opposite me on the other side of the room. There was one bunk bed and 2 double beds. The double beds for me and my 14-year-old cousin. They were being quiet, staring at me. Their 13-year-old nodded his head towards the window and I froze. They all looked afraid. I turned my head slightly to the side and I saw a really messed up looking face pressed to the window with gaping eyes looking down at me. I screamed so fucking loud and it bolted. My grandma called the police after I told her what happened and they found nothing. I went home after that and I have never been there during the night again.
That's weird. I'm confused. Did it say that the dogs were dead?
Yeah.
The grandma's dogs were dead.
He said both of the dogs were ripped apart. So they had like 3 encounters with it, basically. They saw it in the woods when they were back in the path.
They saw it performing mischief or the ramifications of that.
Yeah, they basically seen it just dart off. And then he woke up the next day and thought the kids were out playing, so he ran down to play with them. And they were actually on their way back up, I guess, to tell their grandma that the dogs were dead and ripped apart. And then it says that he woke up, I guess, the next day or the next night.
Oh, okay.
And like his cousins were looking at him and like frozen in fear and kind of nodding because he said the bed was like right up against the window.
We also said they were all on that one bed. So they all just left him there instead of, going to pull him out.
I think they were on the bunk beds.
Does it even mention if it was a male or a female?
It doesn't.
So I don't want to assume it was a him.
Yeah. Well, they were sleeping on the bed and woke up and their cousins were just basically petrified looking over at the window. And then they just look up and notice that there's something pressed against the glass looking at him.
A little peeping Tom.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd fucking freak me out.
What if it wasn't a skinwalker? It was just a drifter.
I don't know.
A murderous drifter.
Just peeking in the window?
Or their grandma messing with them. I would
what-
totally do that to my grandchildren.
What if the third one, hear me out, was just coincidence, a different encounter entirely?
Possible. I know I want to look
first
into
two,
like close
Skinwalker.
calls, man. There's some pretty wicked close calls of people waking up and like, somebody trying to come in their window and then like a week later they find out it was like, fucking serial killer. So I definitely want to look into that, but I don't know, man. It can be a coincidence. Somebody just standing outside of your window.
Yeah, dogs
the first
get eaten
two,
by
the
wildlife,
first,
and then a weird perverted bum peeking in the window.
Yeah. Skinwalker on the path. Skinwalker kills the dogs. Pervert looks through the window.
Twisted event chain there going on for that poor kid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. How do you guys feel about skinwalkers in general? Do we like skinwalkers? Do we believe in them? Do we not believe in them? I think that's something we should cover at the end of each like paranormal episode, man. We should just do like a whole back and forth between us three real quick just to say we believe in the story, we don't believe in the story, we think it's bullshit.
Here's my thing. I'm an overthinker, and I often think sometimes people jump to conclusions in traditional beliefs. And a lot of things I like to think of, especially with like the Navajo stories about the tribe members acting funny, acting weird. I mean, we're talking about a time when there wasn't really mental health help for people. So maybe they were having some kind of psychotic break. Maybe they were having a brain tumor, acting funny. You guys are out hunting deer one day, everything's fine. Suddenly somebody has some kind of brain disease and the next night they're cackling off into the brush like some kind of weird freak and eating people or something like that.
I'm going to go with I don't believe. And here's why. Mountain lions, parrots, and with the internet, dogs and cats. They can fucking sound like humans. Mountain lions, when,
Mountain lions are
they
notorious for it.
scream and
Yeah.
sound like women screaming.
Groups of coyotes can sound like children in a panic.
So I think there's, cautionary tales that were told and like David had mentioned, oral traditions. Stuff gets passed down, altered, and then you've got a legend.
I'm definitely going to agree with you guys on this one. I mean, there's a lot of cryptids I'll probably disagree on, man. Like I'm a firm believer. I think something like Bigfoot's real. But I don't think I believe in the Skinwalker mythos. I don't really believe in the shifting, right? I think the cryptid stuff for me falls really in the line of like creatures that would have been evolution based versus some kind of weird transformation.
Yeah, like a weird mutation,
Yeah.
a rare species that we're not very common with.
Yeah, like Bigfoot to me would be in the category of like an undiscovered
Giant mountain monkey.
Yeah. Exactly.
I forget which law it is. Shape-shifting and stuff, matter cannot be created nor destroyed. Matter is. So if something's shape-shifting, where's it getting all the extra mass from?
That's true. So the cryptids that change, those are the ones that I'm going to be disagreeing with. So skinwalkers, werewolves, things like that, I don't believe in.
Now, I definitely believe those two dogs got tore up. Probably a mountain lion.
Yeah, especially if you're out in the middle of the wilderness or out in the rural country, man. Can't let your dogs out.
Yeah, Michigan backs up. Am I right? Michigan backs up to fucking Canada, right? Like the edge of Canada?
Well, I'm sure they got some wilderness out there, out in the boonies and the sticks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, I know like right there on that border, that's like a really popular area for mountain lions. Like you look up at like Washington and stuff like that where it backs up to like Canada and some of the heavier wooded areas. Those are like really prominent areas for mountain lions.
I mean, anywhere along the Rockies.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So you can get mountain lions pretty far south in North America.
Yeah. I think that's what they saw, man. They walked through that path and they were kids, maybe seen some kind of mountain lion rearing up or looking, and then it just darted off, and then it come back and picked off the dogs.
But it did have human hands and feet.
Yeah,
and a human
true.
head.
Yeah, but
and a dog-like body.
Your fear will play into that, though, right?
Yeah, true.
I mean, I've not had very many experiences as a kid where I remember like that flat out panic run. Like, do you guys have any like experiences in your life you remember back to as a kid where it was like, the all out 150 heart rate, running for your life? Like, this is it.
Turning the light off in the basement.
Oh, really? Are you one of those people? Turn the light off and then you're just hauling ass up the steps?
Yeah, I just can't get you if you're in the light.
Like, they just stop and they just run up the steps and you open the door and they're like, fuck. He got to the edge of the light. That son of a bitch.
The way I always got over my fear of dark as a child was I just forced myself to believe they can see in the dark just as poorly as I can.
No, yeah. Like, they're just in there, too. Like, I'm going to fucking eat him
Like,
if I can fucking find him,
just
man.
feeling around on the wall. Where's this little bastard at?
Even to this day, if I'm in the basement and I turn off the lights, I still get that feeling. However, I just go, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die.
Can I ask you something, CJ?
What?
How do you feel about steps that have like the open back? Like something could be under them.
Fuck those, man.
And they could reach under there and grab your little...
That's actually where it comes into my story of when I remember my fucking heart rate being up and running.
That doesn't affect me that
No,
much.
it's more like a thing just ambushing you from behind.
Either
Waiting for the lights to go out.
I mean, if it,
scuttle up behind
it's
you.
just the human fear of the darkness.
That's fair.
I'm not scared of the dark. Have no qualms with the dark.
That's an instinctual thing.
Yeah. I would have fear in the dark if I was out in the middle of the woods and I knew it was like an area where there was something that could actually be in the dark, like a wild cat or a bear or something. Yeah, exactly.
Or a drifter.
But I mean,
or a drifter with night vision goggles.
I go walk around this neighborhood in the middle of nighttime. I could care less, even if you turned off all the street lights. You know what I mean?
Well, I'd be a lot more concerned about walking around the neighborhood in the middle of the night if we had, predators in the area of an animalistic nature.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But dark never freaked me out.
What do you mean
man.
we do? Fucking heroin addicts and crackheads out there.
Well, I could beat up a heroin addict or a crackhead, or I'd at least stand a chance. Like if a fucking jungle cat or a
they
pack
don't
of wolves.
feel pain.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like if a fucking grizzly bear
That's the
come
point of
walking out
heroin.
from around the corner,
They're not gonna feel shit.
I'm not going to be able to just punk it out or punch it in the face.
Their arms gonna be fucking limping like this because it's fucking broken wrist, and they're not gonna feel it. They're gonna still be wailing on you.
You done methed up, man.
Well, hopefully they only weigh like 100 pounds, and I'll just pick them up and dunk them on their head.
Yeah, you methed up, brother.
You messed up.
You're about to get beat up out in these parts.
You messed up.
But no, I think like that whole like fear where your heart rate jumps up and your entire brain almost shuts off and you're on instinct to run.
Yeah, you're just in
I think that'll
mode.
program you to see what you think you saw. So I think they could have easily seen some kind of a bobcat, mountain lion, something that was native to that area of Michigan. And it was on its hind legs, just kind of looking or something. And they turned around and immediately, clicked over into that, abnormally high heart rate. He said he was disorientated. So, of course, he was actually scared enough to probably get dizzy and pass out and all that stuff. So,
And
I don't
keep
actually
his
think I've
glasses.
been afraid enough for my brain to turn off.
No, but I've definitely hit that.
I've always had the processing power there.
I've hit that almost
I have
pass
gotten
out
that
point.
where you
that
just don't
eerie
think
feeling.
clearly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've hit that fog brain where I've been scared enough to where I ran and like your brain is like you're on autopilot
You're
basically.
basically running on instinct.
Yeah.
Like it's just pure
I don't think I've ever
survival.
gotten that far.
Really? I have like twice in my life that I can think
I've
of.
gotten to the point where you get that feeling like something ain't right.
Yeah. Both were when I was a little kid, like a very little kid and put in situations where people were intentionally trying to scare me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Just the pure terror.
Like with the radio.
yeah, the radio downstairs, that was absolutely one of them. Yeah, we'll get into that story when we cover ghosts and demons and Ouija boards and stuff. We'll go over it. I want to save it. It's a juicy story.
Yeah, on that episode, I will be possessing myself with a demon.
Oh, yeah.
You're already possessed.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Could
Well,
be.
we're saving that episode. We're actually going to cover demons and ghosts when we are at the Conjuring House. I am booking that after the first of the year. That is confirmed. I have enough people that want to go. We are booking the Conjuring House, and I am going to take our extra board to record on, and we are going to shoot demons and ghosts live from inside the Conjuring House.
I'll fight a ghost.
And we're going to play with a Ouija board while we're there.
Okay.
Because white people, I'm going to go fucking all out. If it's there, I want to see it.
All right. Well, I'm driving a separate car.
So you can leave.
So I can fucking leave.
So he can
CJ
be like,
will just be outside
"Nah, man."
looking in the window. How's it going in there, guys?
You don't want to be outside, right? You don't want to be away from the group. You're always the first person to die. You know what I mean? Like
I'll
if you
keep
get
you
up,
safe.
walk to the
Don't
car,
worry.
that's where we're like, oh, he left, dude. And then we see his car like 2 days later when we go to leave and we're like, where the fuck did he go?
Listen, if I die, I die.
No, I'd rather not have
Yeah,
to
you say
explain
if I
that.
die, I die, but also you're saying I'm taking a separate car, and if I he's going, if I die, I die, as I'm running to my car and driving home.
That's what I'm saying, man. We're all
I
making a
think you're
stay.
thinking more like if they die, they die.
Yeah.
Because I'm going home.
We're only going to stay like 2 days, but I want to do the demon and the ghost episode from there. So I don't want to bust those out early. So, you know, our podcast will, of course, be launching in October. So, I mean, we won't be far from the end of the year. And then right after the end of the year, I'm going to get on booking that with a few people that want to go with us. So we have quite a few places that are going to be on the map for next year for visiting.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're not going to the petrified forest because David's going to take some petrified wood, and I'm not bringing in bad luck.
Oh yeah, no bad juju.
Well, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. Like if it was bad juju to bring home like a
Piece of petrified
like a piece
wood?
of petrified wood, then I definitely would not.
Okay,
would.
good.
I would not.
There you go. There you go. You got your butt up tis, brother.
All right. So what are we looking at for the next episode, Daniel?
So next episode is going to be Son of Sam, the rewrite.
Well,
Son
they
of-
don't know what to rewrite.
Son of Sam.
No, I like letting people know that I fucked up that episode
Oh, it was bad, guys.
horribly.
It was so bad.
I was
And then we had
jumping
to
out the
scramble and
4-4.
try, and you know, oh my god, it was not great.
Yeah, no.
I was
no.
reading it like I feel like I'm reading the same exact paragraph I just read.
Yeah, don't write
Ed, you
stuff.
were.
Don't write stuff. You know, like, I write better when I write all at one time and not
Unless
broke up.
you're a professional writer, because
Yeah.
those guys can put it down and pick it back up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get better at it.
Maybe if you have to write something in multiple sessions, read what you've already written before continuing.
Don't fucking judge me.
I'm just saying.
Don't judge me,
That
monkey.
would save a few headaches.
Yep, but it is going to be Son of Sam. After Son of Sam is Giants. We're going to go back to some more tribal mythos with some giants.
Like giants, guys, not League of Legends giants.
Nope, giants. So
Not the basketball team.
Like the fucking squish you and fucking kill you giants.
and then after Giants will be our first episode as a listener request. So that is our first listener request episode, and that is going to be on Heaven's Gate.
I love Heaven's Gates. Whoever suggested that, thank you.
That is a girl I work with named Lauren.
I don't
Thank
even
you,
know what
Lauren.
Heaven's Gate is.
Oh, you will love it. If you like cults, I love cults.
I love cults.
Daniel knows I love
Yes.
cults.
Yeah.
And I also love matching aesthetics.
I was
So,
going to say,
I'm
I
super
don't know
excited
if he
about
likes cults as much as he likes uniforms.
that. It could be just the uniform.
He really likes uniforms.
If I
man.
was to join a cult, they better have a fucking uniform.
Yeah, Dave would have done good in the military. He just likes uniforms. A little matchy, man. It's aesthetically pleasing to him.
It is.
So he likes Heaven's Gate because they were all in tracksuits.
He likes a man in uniform.
They were all in
Likes a
tracksuits
man
with
in
matching
uniform.
shoes. They all had the same pair of sneakers.
Yep, same tracksuit, same sneakers. So we won't go over it, but still, that's going to be our first. It's going to be our first listener request. So, and I definitely told Lauren we would call her out on it. So I guess we're calling her out on this episode prior to it, but we're going to call her out on that episode too. So, which I'm excited about. So we have quite a few actually already. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but yeah, we probably already have 3 or 4 listener requests.
Wow.
Send them in. Send them in.
That's what I'm saying, man. For anybody listening, if you've stuck through the episode this long, please make sure you go check us out. You can look us up easily by going to Google and type in Paramurder Cast. That'll help you find the website right at the top.
Got
with all of
that.
our contact information.
SEO up, guys.
Yeah, the SEO is set up good enough to where we are #1 on Google when you look up Paramurder Cast. Go look at the website. We got the merch store on there. I think we already have close to 40 items on the merch store that I'm working on. Everything up that I can think of so far to purchase. You know, you can pretty much go get an entire Russian outfit on there, man. You know, you can get the sweats and
The whole tracksuit.
the whole tracksuit, man. You can look good. It'll be pleasing to David. You
It
know what I
would.
mean?
I would love to see all of you wearing the full tracksuit.
I'm rocking the half Russian, half Cuban look right now.
Yeah, you do got that going on. It's snazzy, dude. It's snazzy. You just need the gold chain, dude, and the BMW motorcycle.
Is a 3XL, and it's tight in the stomach.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I do that too, man. Guys
Same.
with bellies.
All the other 3XL shirts, just fine.
But yeah, make sure when you guys go and look up the podcast, go out there and write in your stories, man. Write in, let us know. We will read them. If you have any true crime type stories, any paranormal stories, I want to hear all the stuff about ghosts and demons and things going bump in the night in your house. Send it in. We will read it.
If you know a serial killer, let us know.
Oh, God. I would love if somebody knew a serial killer, heard our podcast, and then was like, yo, I have this story about my friend being a killer and then getting arrested. That'd be like the pinnacle of our podcast.
Yeah, I forget what I was watching, but it was
The guy that stole my identity's up for parole soon.
Oh, dude, we should call him. Yeah, he went to jail for murder, right?
And his son recently re-added me on Facebook.
Oh, dude, that would be a great episode. So you stole my identity, man, and killed somebody.
there's
Please
a
let me know.
comedian whose dad was tennis partners with Jeffrey Dahmer's dad.
Oh, Dahmer's dad?
Daddy Dahmer.
Daddy Dahmer.
There's a forget which comedian it is, but his dad was tennis partners with Jeff Dahmer's dad.
That's got to be a fucked up link, man.
So
I couldn't imagine.
if your parents were tennis partners with some serial killer's parents, let us know.
Yeah, write it in, man. We're going to read everybody's things, man. Nothing's too big, too small. If you have a story to tell, if you write it in, we're going to read it. Yeah, we're going to give you a shout out. We're absolutely going to read every story that comes into the emails. Like I said, all that information can be found on our website. We do have one that I can shout out, which is request@paramurdercast.com. If you have anything, just message into that and we will get back to you. I reply to everything that comes in. Look us up on all the socials, man. They're all on the website too. Guys, got anything else to add before we close her up?
I love you all. Thank you for listening. My name is David.
Yeah, I'm CJ. I'm the bald one.
The bald boy. All right, man. Well, you guys stay cool. Love you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you join us again. Until then, may your nights be restless and your dreams haunted. And beware the things that go bump in the night.